Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today I'm getting through some backlog of videos I recorded. So this one I recorded before Worldwide, but I was really excited to use the Reps of U7 team again. So this team, we're going to say prior to Worldwide, I feel like it's the best team in the game, or my favorite team to use at least, which is pretty much full Reps of U7, and then we have Beast on there. I feel like this team, I really effortlessly have beaten everything with this team, or like I've never really felt challenged while using this team. But obviously power creep is happening very quick. They're just blowing stuff up because I've used Tech Broly. I've already put out a video on him, and he's doing like 35 mil shots AoE, like just craziness. He's got all kinds of damage reduction. So they're stepping up content to like his level, which is then going to power creep everything else, right? I just hope they don't power creep too fast, because the power creep has been very heavy since 9th anniversary, so I'm hoping they keep it on the level for a bit. We don't want units aging out too fast, because players aren't going to want to summon if the unit's only good for like a month, right? Like we want them good for a while. So some of these units though, like AGL UI Goku, like he's just going to age forever. Beast is going to be aging really well for a while, but eventually even units like Beast will age out. I mean, he's not a dodge unit. If you're not a dodge unit, eventually the damage will overwhelm, right? It just depends. So yeah, I wanted to go through Movie Boss Rush just because it's just, when I get a team I like, I just want to experience, you know, using them for a bit in a longer piece of content. So we're doing a UI Goku rotation over there. Here we definitely could do like an LR17 rotation, but we want to leave Tech UI Goku because the end result is I want a double UI Goku rotation and then a UI with Evolution Blue Vegeta. Like that's kind of the dream right there. Or Beast, right? So maybe like Beast and Evolution Blue Vegeta, and I actually think I'm going to end up floating the Tech Goku at one point, but we've got so many good on-rotation units that we don't really have room to put the two LR17s on rotation, although you could. They're good enough to do it. But we're going to float them. That's kind of their role here. Yeah, so we're going to make this the Evolution Blue UI Goku rotation, and then we're going to float Tech. And then eventually on the other side, we will have Tech UI with Beast, I think is what we're going to do. And then we'll float a Tech UI, and then we're going to float the two LR17s. That's kind of the way I've enjoyed running this team. And you'll see as we go through this fight, it's pretty dang effortless, right? Like there's just not much worry here. I don't think we ever really get in trouble, like health-wise. It's just so sound, right? Like this team has everything because it's got support, it's got the built-in like slot 1 units. It's actually got like more slot 1 units than you need, because technically, you know, Tech UI can be slot 1 because he's dodge, but AGL UI, Evolution Blue Vegeta, and Beast, like those are your main slot 1 units, but you even have an extra backup, and Tech UI can go in slot 1. It's just that RNG of the dodge. So pretty crazy that this team is so good that it has all of that. And then we've got the Beast locking, which is the locking mechanic is one of the most powerful things in the game, provided the unit locks and can tank or dodge everything, right? It's a great way to be able to run units that maybe aren't normally viable because you can truly hide them. What makes difficult content so difficult is in truly hard content, you just can't hide units, right? Like you can't bring like a weak support unit, hide them. Well, if your team has locking units on it, you actually can hide them. Like they literally cannot get attacked for the turns used the locking. It depends on the length of event and how many lock units you have as to what you can bring. But I like that. I think it's great. I think it's great. So you guys let me know what like kind of your favorite team is right now. So this Reps of U7 team with Beast is like one of my favorite teams. And then I'm also really liking the new Broly team. My Broly right now is 90% at the time of recording. I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to try to get him rainbowed by the end here. I'm going to keep chucking onto there, because what it is I did not get the LR physical trio. But my thought is I'm pretty close. I'm actually at 400 pity coins at the time of recording this video. So my thought is that I will just keep summoning on Broly and build up the pity coins, and then I can pity the LR trio if I even decide I want to keep them. What I'm definitely going to do for sure, no matter what, is I'm going to wait till part 2 to see what that is, because I would love to walk into part 2 with either 500 coins or pretty darn close to it and just pity one of the units, because I think the idea is then on part 2, there's probably going to be one unit that I'm going to want more, and it's probably going to be the extreme unit, right? And this is why I'm kind of not all in on getting the LR trio. Like they're good, they're great, but super class is so overloaded, and right now it's like if I'm running this Reps of U7 team, I don't need them, right, for my super class team. So I'm thinking that I possibly could skip them and then pity coin the extreme unit or see what the other super class unit is if I really, really want them, right? And then I could just summon a little bit there, pick up some more coins, but I can probably go a little bit more minimalistic on part 2. The other thing I'm kind of tempted, I can't do this, but on my Broly team right now, I'm using Cell Max, and that dude is... like, you don't really understand how good Cell Max is until you have him in your hands and you use him. And mine is a bare minimum 55% Cell Max, and he destroys everything. It is crazy how powerful he is. So, like, the idea of getting more dupes of Cell Max is kind of tempting, and his banner's still up. But there's no way I can realistically put more stones onto that with these worldwide banners just sitting here, right? Like, it'd be crazy of me, but I would love to get 2 more copies that have a 79% Cell Max. You'd be so much more stronger. But my Cell Max right now is already hitting over 20, well over 20 million attack stats, AoE, with having, like, actually really nice, healthy defensive numbers, and his lock mechanic turn, like, he's... can't be killed, can't be touched. It's crazy. Cell Max is crazy. But the reason why I don't want to get too hasty and jump in on Cell Max, my gut feeling is by the end of the celebration, the Broly team could end up almost being a full, like, literal full Broly team. And I may actually not need to run Cell Max on the team, right? Because Broly doesn't have big bad bosses. So what you find when you're running the Broly team, and I know I'm talking more about the Broly team than this Reps U7 fight, but we could almost consider this fight just to be a nice background as I talk about worldwide stuff, because this is a little bit older of a video I did. But yeah, it's just showing how good the team is. And once again, we've got the tech UI domain up here. So, like, everybody's got higher dodge chance, which is great. But what I'm finding with the Broly team, it is a little frustrating because I've got Cell Max, I've got Turles. Turles, it doesn't bother me because he's pretty much my floating support. But yeah, like when Cell Max doesn't have his big bad bosses up, it's hard for him to get it. And I almost have to have him hugging Turles to get that big bad bosses. So because the new Broly didn't get big bad bosses, I would almost just run like a full Broly squad and just rely on the Broly links and not worry about big bad bosses. And if my one floating Turles doesn't have it, I don't care. And the other thing is all these Brolys are going to have a planetary destruction, which is going to get Turles up to his full 50%. My current build, it does have Turles at 40% damage reduction, but I really want him at 50. So we know Int Broly's coming, right? And then pretty dang sure, like, STR Broly's going to Super Easy A. They could maybe even do the LR Broly, right? I feel like it's not unrealistic to expect 3 to 4 more Brolys, right? Because the Part 2 Dokkan Fest is going to be an extreme unit. It's got to be a Broly of some kind, whether it be Bio Broly or a Movie 10 Broly. It's got to be one of those two, right? So that's another Broly that's coming. The Int Broly is a Broly that's coming. That's guaranteed 2 more Brolys coming. And a Super Easy has to be a Broly. If not 1, maybe 2. So I think there's a bare minimum 3 more Brolys coming, and that would be enough to fill out the team. What's so great, dude, they designed the Tech Broly so well because he starts in base, but he can instantly transform, guaranteeing that he can link with any legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So, like, even though the Int Broly's legendary Broly, right, and the STR one is legendary Broly, you still put them both on the team and you're fine. They just won't link with each other, but you just run them on different rotations. That's all you do. Oh, and by the way, you've got the Dragon Ball Super Broly, which just is a Super Saiyan Broly to start. So he's always going to be linking, and he's great. He's another one I wish I had more dupes of him. That's the one I'm kind of regretting right now, not getting more dupes, because my 9th anniversary Broly is only 55%. I wish I had more dupes of him. But he's one I can definitely look at getting with coins later on. You know, initially coming out of anniversary, I'm like, oh yeah, I might pick up some more Gogetas or Gammas. No, now I'm targeting AGL Broly, I think. Because, dude, his domain is so powerful. So ridiculously powerful with the new Broly. It's insane how good that new Broly is. So, anyways, enough about Broly stuff. Let's focus back on the fight here, right? So, we are on Bojack. Here's the other reason why this Reps of U7 Beast Gohan team is so good. It's so cohesive that even when these locking bosses come up, it doesn't really disrupt you that bad. Like, they all share enough links and they're all good enough, you really don't get messed up. The only part you can get, like, kind of screwed is if you get a unit in slot 1 that kind of wants the super first, right? That's really the only spot you get screwed up. But like, as I said before, this team's got so many built-in slot 1 units that you're fine, right? All right, so here we go. We got all of these active skills to use. We've got the domain with tech UI. So we're like going to be dodging like crazy here. Because remember, 10% extra dodge, and I think it is multiplicative. So like AGL UI Goku, I believe, is 87% chance to dodge right here, right? So he's pretty much guaranteed dodge at this point, which is good. And we got, yeah, dude, this team is just so good. So good. And by the way, we got the dodge counters. So yeah, let's get those rolling. Because remember, on the turn we activate domain, it is 100% chance to dodge for this guy. So we take those all day. We take those all day, and we definitely love the crits from this guy. We need those counter crits coming through. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for like after Worldwide for the game to actually slow down a little bit. It has just been so fast on global because they're trying to catch up, and the banners have been so top tier. It's like hard to resist summoning. I need a break. I do. I need just some normal, like regular Dokkan Fest. Like, I'm actually fully prepared, and this is crazy coming from me as like the big Dragon Ball Saga fan, but I'm pretty darn fully prepared to just skip Roshi at this point with how powerful these worldwide units are and how powerful the anniversary was. Like, the meta is not suited for Dragon Ball Saga right now. Even if I got Roshi and Bunny Bulma, like, I'm just not going to be running it, as much as I hate to say it. It's a team I'll pick up and play and like do fun runs with, but if I'm thinking about hard content, I don't need Roshi and Bulma right now. Like, I'm not going to worry about them, and they have no place on my other top tier teams. And that's kind of the mentality you guys have to have if you want to save stones, you want to save money. It's not just I need to get every character, right? And you don't have to. And maybe I'm talking to myself here a little bit. You know, as much as it seems like I'm talking to you, I think I'm talking to me just as much. I don't need every character, right? So I have to think, and it's advice I always give to players with any gacha game, before you summon for a character, regardless of how good they are, the most important factor is, are you going to use that unit or that team a lot, and are you going to enjoy it? Whether it's a unit maybe that's mid, not that great, if you're going to use them a lot and have fun with it, then summon for them, right? So an example would be, if you like Dragon Ball Saga like me, and you want to use Roshi and use them a lot, and you don't care that maybe they won't be able to beat all of the content, then that's great. If you're going to run that team a lot and have fun, that's what's important. Likewise, if a unit is like the best unit in the game, if they don't fit on teams you like and you're not going to want to run their team and you don't see yourself using them a lot, then don't summon them, right? So like, you know, as crazy as Beast Gohan is, or as crazy as this Broly is, if you're not planning to run those teams, then don't summon, right? That's my advice. And the best way to play Dokkan, or the best way to play a gacha, is when you're having fun, whatever that looks like. Whatever way you have the most fun. But anytime you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling pressured, then you're not having fun, and don't let the game do that to you. And if it's to the point where you can't not feel that way, then put the game down. But ultimately, it's a video game and it's fun, and that's, as long as you're having fun, then you're playing it right. I'm not one of these YouTubers that's going to tell you you can't summon somewhere, or you shouldn't summon somewhere, or you have to summon here. I will give advice as to what you should or shouldn't summon on based on meta, but you don't have to play the game via meta, right? And that's what most YouTubers would probably tell you. And anytime you see the should you polls and stuff, it's going to be based on meta. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to play the game that way. All right, so we're on the Fury Janemba, and we've got the Dokkan mode here. And this Fury Janemba hits really hard. This is the phase that actually kind of shocked me when I was doing my Goku Black run, because I thought it was the same Janemba from the normal Red Zone movie Boss Rush, which is or Red Zone, just the normal movie Red Zone, which is one of the oldest Red Zones that ever released. So I thought he wasn't going to hit that hard, but they jacked up their stats in this Boss Rush, which is good. I think, once again, this is going to be one of my favorite kind of playing grounds to use units and really see what they can do. And it's definitely hard enough that you're going to get a good look at how a unit stands in the meta, right? And I just love that it's long content, so you have time to like build up units, set up rotations, things like that. Probably what I'll do I mean, I'm definitely going to run the Broly team through here, but I might wait till like the team has settled a little bit more. Like I said, I already put out a previous video on Broly, like trying out the new event, and man, it dominated, right? We'll see what I have time for. Like, school just started up again, so I'm really busy right now. So I'm going to churn out videos when I can, but I'm not going to stress out about trying to have a new video every day. I will find pockets of time to record, but once again, just like I talked about how you play a game, the way I do YouTube is the same way. It's for fun. So if I'm not having fun and I'm stressing, then I shouldn't be doing it. So I'm only going to do it when it's fun, when I want to do videos, right? So it's kind of the mantra of my channel here. And I do appreciate that people are enjoying the content. My Dokkan stuff has done pretty well during Anniversary and Worldwide, so that's great. I did mention this briefly during my last summon stream, and by the way, we're on the last phase of Broly here, and Evolution Blue Vegeta's just like, I'm gonna pop off. I'm gonna pop off, and I'm gonna go crazy here. Broly's got a lot of health though, so we're gonna get to see these guys cook a little bit, right? All right, let's see what happens here. Can we eat this super? This is Evolution Blue Vegeta tanking, I believe here. See what we got. Double digits, of course, that's Evolution Blue Vegeta, right? But I mentioned this during my stream, my last stream, which was my worldwide summons. But for those of you that have been following my channel for a while, my channel started off as Dokkan and Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. Sprinkle in a Yu-Gi-Oh video here and there, right? Or like a trading card video, maybe a box opening or grading, right? Then Dffoo died, unfortunately. Rip Dffoo. Best gacha game ever, by the way. Kind of pivoted to focus more on Honkai Star Rail with Dokkan. And now I'm thinking I'm going to pivot to mainly just Dokkan. Yeah, I think so. The Dokkan stuff's doing well enough, and by focusing just on one game, it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to kind of keep up with the content I want to. Because it does get stressful when, like, you know, it's almost like they collaborate, but it feels like when something really big on Star Rail drops, like something really big on Dokkan drops, and then I get like super stressed and feel like I got to cover everything. So I think for my sanity, I think we're going to just make this a Dokkan channel right now. And then if some type of new Dissidia game comes out, I definitely will pick that up again and cover it if it's to my liking. Because I know I have a large following of people from my Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia stuff. And I definitely want to cover that if applicable, right? If something good comes out. By the way, side note, don't know if you guys heard this or not. I was recently informed that Brave Exvius is end of service. So Brave Exvius is ending. So another Final Fantasy game down. Feel bad for those that are you know, avid players of that game. And what now? They've just got War of the Visions. Does Final Fantasy have any other gachas right now? If Brave Exvius is gone, is War of the Visions the only thing they have left? I mean, I know you can like download the actual Final Fantasy games, but in terms of a living gacha game, gosh, does Final Fantasy have anything else? I don't know. Hit me up in the comments if you guys know what other Final Fantasies, but you know, Mobius is done, Record Keeper's done, Dffoo's done, now Brave Exvius is ending, and we just have War of the Visions, I think. There's games like, you know, All the Bravest, but that's not like a gacha game. It's just a unique mobile game, right? But in terms of a living gacha game, and you know, that updates regularly, God, I can't think of another Final Fantasy specific. I know Square Enix has other games, but in terms of like a Final Fantasy game, that might be it. I guess there's that... What is it? There's that dumb Final Fantasy 15 game that's not even a Final Fantasy 15 game that does really well because it hits like the casual gaming audience because it's just like a tower defense game. Whatever that is, that game's probably doing well because it was like one of the better grossing games. But yeah, I think War of the Visions might be what we're hanging on to for a Final Fantasy gacha. And here we are. We're about to wrap up this Broly. By the way, I did pick up another gacha, which I shouldn't because I don't have enough time for it, but I picked up Sword of Convalario, which that's kind of fun. I've actually been enjoying that quite a bit. So anyways, guys, there you go. There was kind of me just talking and ranting about several things while watching the reps of U7 absolutely dominate Red Zone Movie Boss Rush. No issues. My fastest time, 19 minutes. We did a sub 20-minute run. So pretty good. Let me know what you guys all think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.